Good morning, strangers. Good to see you, everyone. Today we are streaming Arc, Memory of Barbelo, a Fabula Ultima game with the various players we have here. Sidewinder, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. We're back.
Fried Jammin, currently playing Gawain.
We are so back.
Kron, who is currently playing Flink, the pirate ninja.
I don't like this place.
And Summer Snow, who's playing Peleus, who's Peleus. I think that's the best description.
Peleus is as Peleus does.
Welcome in, everyone. It's been a bit since we last year's about 3 months. Variously burnout, computer crash out, separate issues stopped us stream, but we're back now and we're going to continue on. You having just dealt with an issue with an arc siphon on an island randomly in the middle of the ocean, went back all the way to Telgard, and on returning to Telgard, you wanted to get some information from a certain lord that was making some poor decisions, and you attended Lord Stavros's debut party for his daughter, Lady Seraphine. And while you guys were attending that party, Flink was stealing the documentation that was relevant to incriminate the guy for some very poor decisions he was making, since he wasn't using, it seems, a Guild of Engineers certified arc siphon, which means it was put at some risk, and that may put him in the shit, as it may be. However, Flink got away from that absolutely fine without concern, but the rest of the party ran into some issues as SILEX unknowingly took the first dance with Lady Seraphine, thus potentially
not knowing
insulting
the rules of nobility.
Not knowing the rules.
It was almost a wedding announcement, essentially.
Yes.
She should not have been doing her first dance with a guy that was not of the nobility.
Exactly. Now, Prince Damon, a friend of Peleus, and to a lesser extent Gawain, had a brief talk and then demanded a duel with SILEX. As far as Gawain and Peleus are concerned, this is likely to be intended to clear the honor, as Prince Damon has enough social cachet to enforce then to not be any other secondary reprisals against SILEX's actions.
He stepped in to save SILEX's life as a favor to us.
Yeah.
But that requires that SILEX play along with the social norms he's about to learn about.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we return to the party gathered at Lady Lynette's place. Flink having handed off a large amount of documentation to Lady Lynette to hand over to her accountants, her more clandestine accountants, to investigate.
Betrayed me by telling on me to my mum, about his mum.
Oh yes, you said all sorts of absolutely horrendous things about trying to marry Gawain's mother again.
A stern talking to.
To which Lady Lynette was quite upset about. We will have a new day dawn.
Yes.
As the new day dawns, Lady Lynette makes herself busy with the various labors and tasks of...
She's doing lady life.
Yeah, she's doing lady life and also war accounting.
Mm.
In that she intends to use accounting to make Lord Stavros look very, very bad and hopefully stop him from making poor decisions, and also use it as the various social armor and weaponry of the nobility in Telgard.
Yeah.
What are your plans to deal with this duel? Still have the option to just run away.
I have no intention of running away. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Nice.
As far as setting it up to either happen tomorrow or this evening, what are the factors at play here deciding when we start? Because if it's just as soon as is convenient, SILEX is ready to go.
Yeah.
So the duel was requested with some immediacy. However, with the general social expectations are that you would negotiate through intermediaries a specific time and place that's convenient to both people and any witnesses that may wish to attend or witnesses of the parties offended. In this case, Lord Stavros is probably going to have at least somebody bearing witness to the situation. And also, it's kind of a social event to an extent. Very dramatic.
Yeah.
Some people are going to be watching.
We got to
anyway,
give
especially
people
since it's
time
the
to
prince.
establish their calendars. So it would be rude to do it quickly. I understand.
Might I interject as someone who's been in a lower stakes version of the situation before? Let's say that I made my fair share of social faux pas upon palling around with Peleus and earning, honors at the academy, and thus like interacting with people who were like much further above my station. So like I get it. I would suggest that the best thing for us to do now is follow all decorum to a T, so that when people see Silex, they see someone who is already immediately learned from their mistake and is doing things the right way, in big air quotes for people who didn't see those via my voice.
I look down at my clothes. Do I need like a special outfit for this?
Probably, yeah. Like
do need a
this
special
is the one
outfit.
time we should listen to Peleus. Peleus should probably dress you. We should discuss exactly how much competence you should show in this duel, etc. We should when we should arrive. Should you have an entourage? What should that makeup be? Like, we need to do everything exactly right.
Yeah. Don't worry, I got this, guys. We just need to be dressed up to the T's. Whatever you do, under no circumstances must any of you accept a handkerchief from a lady. Well, I mean, I might, but I'll know which ones to accept.
Peleus, shut up. Business, keep going.
That's essentially getting you into the same situation that you were in. Silex, just don't hit him in the face. Prince Damon likes a fair competition. He will be fine if he wins or loses. Just don't kill him or hit him in the face.
You think
Probably-
Silex can win?
Silex is a monster, dude.
Yeah.
Peleus and Gwen, you both know that Prince Damon is very competent.
Yeah.
He is considered not just like an expert personal fighter, but like a proven expert personal fighter. As in, you've seen him fight and just dismantle people.
And I've been around Telgard long enough at this point. I've heard about his exploits to some degree, and I'm excited about how well he can put up a fight against me.
Do I think Silex can win? Yeah. You should probably be prepared for both outcomes. I still would recommend that you not win.
While we're out there, I'm going to have to take Prince Damon's side, because I'm his favorite cousin, and he's the prince.
So it'll just be the three of us, Gawain and Flinker. Or am I going to be alone?
No,
Are you
I'll
all
go
going to
with
be
you.
on Prince Damon's side here?
No. Oh, I'll go with you.
Oh,
I go
Thank you.
with you. I have no side in this.
I didn't know if you'd have to keep up social appearances.
I mean, I don't know who the prince is, really. For all I care, you can beat him up.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Oh, yeah? Why is he dueling Silex then?
He's
To
saving
save him-
Silex's life with the duel.
Oh.
Everyone else would have just straight up executed him. He walked in with the most authority in the room, and instead of punishing Silex that way, demanded a duel. This now means that it's his jurisdiction. It's all him. He saved Silex from, bureaucratic justice.
Yeah.
Also, specifically elevated Silex to a position of effectively respect and nobility, as you don't
Legitimacy.
Yeah, legitimacy. You don't duel commoners and street ruffians. You kick them out.
Yeah.
I will say, just for Silex's benefit, or for the group's benefit, if Silex does win the duel, it would be implicit in that Silex then has intentions on Lady Seraphine.
Yes.
Which Peleus has made clear since our departure from the hall. I am going to make an honest effort to not do anything stupid or rash, but I'm also really excited to see this man in action. I like his energy.
Yeah. Like, wait, I could champion for Lady Seraphine, and maybe then I get to marry her.
I think you guys should just walk away from this Lady Seraphine situation, okay, boys? There's other pretty girls out there.
Guys, I'm the last Fenrir. I might be. I don't know, actually. I've not done a census or anything like that. I need to get, like, some more of them out there so that I can have, like, some proper
Perhaps
summers
before
when I'm
we
gone.
make grand declarations about our need to perpetuate our species, we actually confirm the status of our heritage.
Can we just walk away from this? Does anyone want Lord Stavros to be their father-in-law? Is that what you guys want? Are you stupid? Okay.
Also, you do need to pick your intermediary. Who you pick as the intermediary could have political ramifications.
I could go.
Peleus could go. Peleus would be an interesting choice.
I feel like we should have someone else be the intermediary. just
SILEX.
from a standard.
Just trust Peleus on this one.
Yeah.
Oh, I trust Peleus on the rules and regulations. Do I trust Peleus doing the one-to-one talking in a diplomatic, like a fine diplomatic razor wire situation? We have a lot of history at this point. I'd say that the results are mixed.
I will say this. Prince Demon knows me.
Yes, I know that.
He has a pre-Peleus filter.
Does he?
Yeah. We have grown up together.
For the public's benefit, from what I understand about what you've told me, should we send an official court aid of some variety to add some legitimacy to this instead of just sending one of us?
You could send me in with a court aid, but we'll probably just sit down and have a cup of tea and go, do you want to fight this Friday?
Peleus, why don't you go with we invent a character here. Why don't you go with the docent that works for your mother? You know, the one who was responsible for your education growing up.
Oh yes,
He
my
still
tutor.
works here, you know, he's in the employ. Like, go with him.
Yes.
That would be a completely reasonable intermediary to utilize.
I feel like if we send Peleus with someone from her house, it is definitely Lady Lynette aligned.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you're sending a message that this is a Peleus-driven endeavor, but obviously he is his mother's son.
Yes.
Yeah, which is a completely appropriate and reasonable thing. I'm just
could
saying
go
that
with
you.
my mother.
No, don't take your mother. That'll make you look weak. You take your mentor. He represents wisdom and backing of the house, but does not have more authority than you.
All right.
He represents what you lack without undermining you.
Okay. In that case, I will take my mentor, Sir Joseph Mavis.
Joseph, nice. It's like two first names, but like a boy name and a girl name.
Never trust a man with two first names.
And yet you're your most trusted advisor. Okay. Now, what do I wear?
Okay, yeah. I'm sure I have some, lady here who helped me with all my shit when I was working with Peleus and shit when I was young. So we'll just go talk to her. Be like, can you help us?
Yeah, I was going to say
please?"
the school uniforms that both Peleus and Gawain have wear are based on the military uniform. So something close to that would probably be quite reasonable and appropriate.
That's fair. This dude does look like our dress uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah, your school uniforms are like a more pragmatic, simplified version of a lot of the military fashion.
We're nothing with symbols unless those are the symbols of your specific house or company.
Actually, Silex, I would say you should definitely wear some iconography. We need to play up your family history here a little bit if we can.
I don't know if I have anything other than my tattoo.
You raised your shields out of earth, right? So
yeah.
Can you do that with some iconography on it?
Yeah, I could do that. I might need a little bit of time to figure out what to make, but I can think of something.
Yeah, okay. And
Okay.
maybe I'll go find a big classmate. Really big classmate. See if I can take their uniform.
Excellent. Okay, so Gawain is going to go and try and scrounge up the largest uniform that they can. Luckily, with the way the uniform is constructed, you probably only really need to make sure that you are able to acquire a jacket. No doubt from the ball, they still have shirts in Silex's size.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest dude on campus, I guess.
Yes. Okay.
Do you have any
So
clothes?
Gawain is going to search out the largest man on campus and say, "Give me your jacket."
I'm gonna
Your
ask. They know
pants.
who I am. Like, I'm not like a stranger. Like,
I know, it's just the idea that you're going around.
although
with
it
a
is
gun.
funny, the idea of Gawain, like, you know, a graduate going up to some like upperclassman and be like, "Give me your jacket," and they're like, I mean, okay, sure, yeah, like, yes, sir."
But okay, that's Gawain's objective. I think, honestly, you're probably able to acquire that without too much issue. And Lady Lynette's tailors could probably get the work done overnight to include and refit anything that needs inclusion and refit.
Take off the patches that say, like, you know, indicate that he's like the academy and all that.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's probably not that much of a challenge. Peleus, you take Joseph Mavis to meet as the intermediary with Prince Damon's intermediaries. And because you've done this enough times and you've dealt with the social mores of this, it's actually relatively smooth. It's literally both sides agreeing in very formal language in front of a fair few witnesses that you both agree that the duel is legitimate. You both agree that it should definitely take place. You agree specific terms, which is until the loss, which is the standard dueling regulation in Telgard, which is not generally to the death.
Yes.
It is generally until one person yields or is unable to continue the fight.
Yeah.
They did used to be to the death, but that was kind of an issue.
Yeah, we don't have fights to the death unless it's a death-worthy cause. He danced with somebody. It was uncouth. So we don't kill people for being uncouth.
Your tutor does jump in to correct a few points of protocol, speaking on your behalf at times.
Yes.
Luckily, you brought them, and then we don't have to have you roll a social die and see where that ends up.
Nothing bad has ever happened when Peleus had to roll social dice.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I know what I'm doing in this social castle. I know everybody here. Everybody knows me.
Yeah, which
they're all
would
prepared.
account for a -2 on the check if that were to happen.
Yeah, no, but they're all prepared, and we're being friendly. Prince
Yes.
Damon's not angry or anything like that, so I'm not having to really fight my cause. I'm publicly siding with Prince Damon because I have to, but at the same time, it's well known that I brought SILEX to the party. I just don't want to wind up fighting my own cousin.
Exactly. You are being very careful not to suggest, not to invite Prince Damon or any of his peers to date your mother, for example.
Oh, I would never. She's his auntie.
No, I understand that, which is why you're being cautious not to do that.
I would never suggest Prince date anybody because I once did that before and it landed me in trouble.
Probably multiple times.
And he locked me in a cupboard. And ever since then, I've been his lapdog.
Incredible. Incredible. I have no idea what's going on in Summer's mind right now, and I don't want to.
I see them more as...
No.
I was going to say something cute.
I don't... Okay,
like,
we'll hear it out. We'll hear it out.
More like friendly brother type stuff, you know, like they kind of give each other a bit of rubbish a bit now and then, but mostly Peleus knows how to stay in line. He's the younger one.
Okay, fair enough. Prince Damon has clearly been well trained at navigating social situations and wants to keep those relations friendly.
Yeah, I would never say anything like that around him. Joseph
Which means
Mavis
Sorry,
would
that means
slap
that
me.
Peleus knows the line. that he doesn't need to cross. I mean, chooses to cross it regardless with Gawain. Okay, sure. Interesting, but sure.
Yeah, but to be fair,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
a
no,
person.
that's all you need to say.
It's
Damon's
cool.
a
I'm not a
prince.
person. He's a prince. You see.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Anyway, my point is, you get along, things move forwards as they should. You manage to get out. It's stressful nonetheless because there's a high level of like decorum in place, but you do manage to navigate the overall situation without anybody getting insulted or losing their minds. The duel is scheduled for the next day, mid-afternoon, to maximize attendance. So, Silex, I imagine that you can invent some iconography that would work to represent Kumuhanua.
So I've been playing with some manifestations in my shields while they've been out doing logistical work on my behalf. What I've arrived at is a hexagonal prism of stone with small embedded pieces of crystal, like an amethyst shade on the edges.
Okay.
Nice.
It feels the most appropriate for my background as a miner, mason, and my mother's artisanal work.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay. I mean, you are out on a baseline prepared. You have your iconography that announces Silex's legitimacy. You have an outfit that fits, at the very least provides you freedom. You do note that the tailors that make the adjustments, they actually just put slashes in parts of the shoulders where it's hidden at rest, but allows you movement and will just essentially pull apart a little bit once you get into combat, because they literally just can't fit around your muscles otherwise, right?
Yeah.
With Peleus not being with us, I think there is one other thing we can do based on what Lag said earlier. What if we went and rounded up the rest of our company here, just like for more bodies, so we actually look like, we're not just three dudes.
Okay, you want to bring your crew with you? That makes sense.
Yeah. Plus, we have a member of nobility anyway.
Barbara.
Yeah,
That
who
might
will
be an
That
issue.
might be a bad idea. We're gonna leave her with the ship.
Yeah, like, wait a minute. What wasn't the whole point of bringing her along to get her to hide?
Yeah, we're leaving her with the ship. We'll bring our captain though, like our pilot guy, and
Silas.
and Silas. Yeah,
Okay.
they have like military uniforms and like respectable like skills and jobs.
I don't know if we've discussed it at this point yet, but do you guys want me to make something for the company as well?
No, I think we just want to project some like legitimacy.
Okay.
So you may ensure and make ready the company to attend. It's not really a proper social due in the way that nobility has social dues, but there's a certain amount of decorum required. You think everyone in your group will be able to pursue that decorum? Especially Airman Barrett. He is very, very good with strict decorum.
Maybe the best of us.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
probably.
You make sure to leave Barbara at home, as it were, on the ship, so she doesn't have to run into dealing with issues. You can tell she's torn, though, because in regards to presenting herself firmly with your company, which would aid legitimacy in refusing to go back home, but as a counterpoint, getting tied up with a company that's possibly going to get into a fight with the prince might be a downside for her. So she doesn't.
Why don't we just like do that later?
Yes. Yeah. She, in the end, she elects not to pursue any attempt at attending this.
Well, when you decide you want to establish yourself or whatever, let me know and maybe we can send you as like an representative or something.
She seems happy with the fact that you're considering that. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, with your preparations made, tailoring happening throughout the evening and the night, work done, and messages sent, arrangements made. You are nonetheless prepared for the next day. God damn it, Jamin. Like, I respect it, but god damn it. The time encroaches upon you. I assume you will head over to attend without much fanfare.
I would like to make efforts to appear early as long as that is not socially unacceptable.
It's not unreasonable. You've made these arrangements to attend at the prince's abode. A number of people are found to be milling about. There is a slight amount of commentary as SILEX appears and is ushered into one of the larger spaces at the prince's abode.
Just have this vision
Nice.
in my head of like magicking his hands together and pointing at the screen and it just happening.
Uh,
I know that's not what's really happening.
No, that's what's actually happening.
yeah, that's how it works.
He's a
Yeah.
technomancer.
Yeah.
Is the prince already at this location that I've been brought to, or since I'm early, is it just like an empty hall and I'm just waiting here as people like file
You've
in?
arrived early and people are kind of milling in. In fact, the prince would take a moment to approach you briefly and say, good to see you've made it here unharmed. Are you well?
I am. Thank you for doing this. I am eager for a chance to right my wrongs.
Good to hear it. I've heard you are a exceptional fighter from a number of individuals. I'm excited to see the level of your skill.
Likewise, Prince Demon. I have heard only the highest of praise for your swordsmanship, and am eager to test our might against each other.
He will nod and then part respectfully, assuming you have nothing more to say.
Yep.
You can tell that he has a limited amount that he's able to say to you before the duel because of the context of the duel.
Yeah, nobody wants to see the duelists getting too friendly before they fight.
Exactly. Because then it may be implied that they didn't fight hard enough or they didn't fight for their beliefs and so on.
Yeah.
We were very stiff with each other.
They're match fixing.
Yeah. So after he walks away, I move to what I presume to be my starting position based on
Yes, you've noticed
the
that,
alignment
like,
of people.
the field has seemed to have kind of split. There is a large number of people starting to gather on what is now very clearly Prince Damon's side. You see numbers of the nobility around the kind of edge areas of this space looking in over the banisters, and then the more important nobility clearly like more close on the field of this room that is, it seems almost like an empty ballroom. It's quite fancy, with the only real difference being that the floor is made out of much, much more rough and durable materials than you would otherwise expect. It's quite clear that this place is designed to take a beating, and you imagine that this is probably utilized as something of a training room for Prince Damon, especially as you start noticing little cuts and scratches on the floor.
The floor is stone.
It seems to be stone,
metal.
predominantly.
Okay.
It does seem artistically arrayed, but roughly so.
Okay. I take my position and I kneel down. I place two about palm-sized stones on the floor that carry my my emblem, my little hexagon with little amethyst flicks, and I close my eyes, kind of rest my head, and sit contemplatively, kneel contemplatively on the floor, waiting for the prince's official entrance.
Excellent. So, as this occurs, and you start making note, or the party starts making note of people in the field, so Silex's side is definitely less populated, though you do notice, Peleus would at least notice, a number of people that consider themselves Lady Lynette's allies aligning to Silex's side of the field, though it is very unpopulated over there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
As long as we look legit.
Mostly it is Gawain, Flink, and the staff and crew of the Hammercop on Silex's side.
I'm like, everybody, this is not my fault. In a posh way, to like, as I basically speak amongst the crowd, apologizing for anything that might have considered me to have a role in this.
You notice on your side, there stands Lady Seraphine, the person whose honor
do.
was betrayed, and another individual in white standing very close to them.
Would I recognize him?
Helios wouldn't recognize them.
Flink would, and I think I'm trying to remember if I saw him or not.
I don't think any of you saw him actually.
No.
I think he was
Nobody
just
saw
in the cutscene. None of us
Just
know
in the
him.
cutscene.
Flink, is that like your like eternal rival over there? What the hell? That guy's dressed like you, but lame.
I don't know. My spidey senses are tingling. Something's off about him.
Yeah,
Okay,
it is. It is weird that the
I'll
spidey
handle
sense is
Silex.
tingling.
You watch that guy.
I'm going to yeah. Well, I'll watch a duel first.
Each member of the party does gain a Fabula point.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Because a villain entered the scene.
What? A villain? Spoilers.
No, we already knew that.
Mm,
Well, no,
right.
we didn't.
Yeah,
We
we
didn't.
didn't, but
Either
we
him
don't.
or Stavros.
All right. Yeah.
You can see things now that the place is more filled out. The place is clearly more alive with chatter. There is a certain kind of anxious energy to the space. Gawain, you will be approached by a young woman who seems to be a servant or some kind based on their attire. And they will walk up to you, Gawain, and say, Lady Seraphine sends her apologies for the situation. And hand you a note.
Is it just paper?
It does seem to be just paper.
Okay.
What would...
I
yeah, it's not a
will-
handkerchief. Like it's an
Just
actual
making
folded
sure,
note.
man.
And also, she's very much, very, very obviously a servant, which means you don't need to think about her in this context, right? She's not
Damn.
considered a full human being as far as the nobility is concerned.
Thanks for going all the way there. Also, not being a full human being myself, I will treat her like a full human being.
Yeah, because you're a decent person.
Yeah, I'll do like the courtesy mini bow. She's a lady, and accept the letter. And there's no need for apologies. We probably should have better prepared our man here. I didn't realize, like I knew he was handsome. I mean, I know he's handsome, but I didn't think it'd be that much of a problem.
She will bow in acquiescence with a slight smile on her face and then turn to depart. Clearly not wanting to hang around on the wrong side, quote unquote,
Clearly.
too much.
Clearly.
I'm just gonna jolly up to Lady Seraphine and say, good morrow. I would apologize, but personally, I hope you've had your fun. I say this quietly.
Yeah, big Peleus energy. I'm loving it.
There is a sad expression that rolls over her face when you say, I hope you've had your fun. And she says, I wasn't aware of the price, but alas, here we are.
Lady Seraphine.
As you start following that up, you notice that person in white suddenly starts to get very close to you. As if they're making it obvious that they're listening in on you.
All right. In that case, I will look at him while I address Lady Seraphine. Lady Seraphine, should the need ever arise, I hope you know that you can speak to me. Can I help you, sir?
Lady Seraphine will not directly respond to your initial statement and then gesture towards the person next to you and say, "This is Merrick. He is my chaperone and witness to the duel this evening in place of Lord Stavros."
Ah, he's the help.
You can see bodily when you say "the help," there is like a slight tension that happens over the body and shoulders of Marek here.
Peleus would never miss an opportunity to just absolutely savage someone in public.
Oh, Peleus does so much mental damage to like characters and lag. It's incredible.
But they don't pass any expression over their face on account of their face being covered by some arrangement of metal.
All right. In that case, I will say, I will depart from your company slightly, just so that you do not take any more of my negativity, my negative reputation that I have brought in you. But just know that if you need anything, give me a note. F sharp.
It was a pleasure seeing you, Peleus. And the moment you step like far enough away that you're not like immediate earshot, there will be some conversing between Marek and Lady Seraphine, where she will look like you can see after the conversation her shoulders slump even further.
I want to rescue her.
I'm going to read the paper.
Gawain, as you open up the paper to start investigating, there is a hush that comes over the space because I'm going to interrupt that as is my purview as the GM. For the dramatically timed arrival of the herald of the duel, who will take out a scroll and document, step forwards, and start declaring the legal and overall ramifications of the duel, and will declare, "We are gathered here today to see and bear witness to the legal duel between SILEX of Kumuhonua and Prince Damon of Telgard. Prince Damon stands here defending the honor of Lady Seraphine, who he sees as slighted by SILEX's actions. SILEX stands here to defend his actions and his intent upon Lady Seraphine, and as such, they shall duel until one member yields or is unable to continue the fight. Any man so laid down and subsequently executed shall be tried by murder, and we shall otherwise follow the rules of Telgard and the standards of dueling."
That all sounded normal, right?
It sounded completely reasonable.
Okay.
Gawain, in the interactions that you've had, generally such encounters have been far more rigorous in their restrictions to stop students killing each other, often to first blood. This seems to be a more serious encounter.
I'm just gonna remind. I'll take this opportunity. Like, Silex and I are doing like the pregame, like talking to your coach, thing. I'm like, okay, just remember, keep it to the body. All right. Try not to break any arms, but throw them around. See what you can do.
The announcer will look to Silex and say, "Do you stand ready to duel, armed and armored, Silex?"
I take the emblems and I slide them into my hands slowly, deliberately, just holding them over the back of the hand. So they look kind of like brass knuckles, like a fist type weapon. And I stand, slowly rising to my feet for the first time since really entering the hall, and I look to the judge, the herald, and say, "Yes, sir, I'm ready."
And Prince Damon, yourself? Prince Damon will draw a blade that is a almost obsidian-like edge. And as he draws it, Silex, you notice that it almost quivers in the air. His hand is definitely holding its stock still, but there's some kind of agility or feigned movement to it that it isn't quite exactly where it seems to be. And he will nod to the master of ceremonies here, who will roll up the scroll and then hold it out at arm's length and then say, "The duel will commence when the scroll touches the floor." And we'll look between the two of you and then drop the scroll. It clatters to the floor. SILEX, we start you in initiative.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay, that confirms Prince Damon is not a villain.
Metagaming. We've got information.
Would he be a champion?
All right,
He
so I
could
think
be.
we're going to start this off. We're going to do an elemental weapon cast. Just going to take 10 MP from me. So we're going to make this earth. I think that is only appropriate. Plus, I have the knowledge from the storekeep from earlier that he has a physical damage mitigation artifact that I want. And as I go for my attack off of elemental weapon, I push the stone out of the emblems that I have on my wrists. My shield's manifesting out as I take the first swing, running towards him, and attack with my mean twin shields.
Excellent. So you both, I'm assuming you both charge into each other into the middle of the arena as this happens. You get the first initial blow. Prince Damon raises one of his vam braces to block the blow. You presume relying on whatever magical artifact would have provided resistance against physical damage. As you crash into it, there is a slight look of surprise on his face. You've clearly shocked him with the sheer damage that you've managed to apply to him. And then he grins, clearly excited to be fighting someone who can actually engage with him.
Yes. This is going to be good.
He is going to take a defensive posture and summon forth mana. You've seen this happening before. This happens a little differently to yours.
This is getting spicy. I don't want to be down there.
This happens a little differently to the way you summon mana. It seems that he draws it directly out of his blade as he utilizes Glimpse of the Dark Waters. It is your turn.
Okay. I don't have a lot of choices, frankly. Can I? Oh, will this work? I kind of want to try this. Can I provoke him? Oh, it would be so funny.
Might plus willpower to attempt to provoke him. That makes sense.
And he takes a defensive stance, and I'm going to take one large step back with just 1 foot. So I rotate to face him with just the small of my body. And I flex my hand, beckoning him to attack me.
Excellent.
Dang it!
He is clearly a more practiced duelist. He does not take the bait on your attack. Instead, waiting just enough time for you to start to question if he's taken the bait, just enough for you to start changing position from this draw. And then the moment you start to change position, he immediately runs in and assaults you with 2 quick slashes from his sword.
All right, so it just so happens both of those were even rolls, so I get to do my my fun new thing.
What the fuck is this bullshit?
I get a counterattack on the first one, and I get a counterattack on the second one.
So, as he slashes in with these 2 quick slices, in fact, it looks like he's only conducting a single slash. But like, as you realize from the scars in one of your shields, like he cut at you twice in the speed it took to make a single slash. However, what he didn't expect was your raw flexibility in dealing with this, as you instantly and reflexively return the blows on both of these, delivering your own 10 damage to him. Like a goddamn monster.
You're quite fast, Prince. And I take another swing at him.
How are you hitting him this frequently?
I mean, he's rolling 10 plus 10.
I know, but like that's still. Anyway,
I am at
reroll
my
that.
home here.
I'm forcing you to reroll that.
Oh, right.
So he seems to be moving in one direction, and then like the moment you swing for it, he shifts to an like it's as if he was never moving that direction, and is shifting in another. So, reroll the check. You still hit.
And as he seems to teleport away, I correct my aim and catch him in the side.
Oh, this bullshit. He is going to once again slash twice at you. That rapid blade attempting to carve into your flesh.
Well.
And he's going to re-roll the first one.
That's good. You
Using
should definitely
Glimpse of
reroll the
Dark
first
Waters.
one. Okay, it's all odd. You're good.
And miss all 3 attacks, expending Glimpse of the Dark Waters. He no longer has Glimpse of the Dark Waters available.
I'm able to catch each of his attacks as fast as they are. I'm just as fast, baby. Catch these hands.
How are you still hitting?
Big dice, baby.
You got, Prince Damon's armor needs some work. That's all I'm saying.
But he's not wearing armor.
Yeah,
It's
a
that's
duel.
his problem.
Like, if he was on the battlefield, he'd probably be wearing some quite heavy plate. As it stands, he's not wearing armor because you're not wearing armor, and that would be rude.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know
unexpected
mechanically you
protect
are.
powers. If he had known, he would have worn his would have worn his
Is
armor.
that crisis?
He is in crisis.
Okay, while this is getting really hype, Flink would like to step into the shadows.
Are you trying to stealth, or are you trying to
I'm
disappear
trying
with
to
Fabula?
stealth over
Okay.
into Marek's, well, vicinity, I guess.
Excellent. Okay. Roll me Dex plus Insight on this stealth check. You do get your stealth bonus, but I think Insight is relevant because you're trying to disappear in a crowd. And you can't disappear from everyone, but you want to disappear from their attention, right?
Yeah. Dex plus Insight. I get a plus of 4 on this. Thanks to my ninja garb that I acquired 2 sessions ago.
That is an 18.
Oh my.
Excellent.
Ooh, my.
Okay. So you are able to disappear from perception and make your way and sidle near or behind Marek the speaker.
We'll continue later.
Excellent. Okay. So let's see. SILEX just acted. It is Prince Damon who has options, but none of them particularly great. SILEX, you're targeted with Dispel as Prince Damon attempts to tear your elemental weapon away from you.
Okay, how does this work?
According to what I've written, you no longer have elemental weapon.
Ah. And I can't turn it back on.
Oh, there's nothing stopping you from turning it back on.
Oh, okay. They're just no longer affected by any of those spells. Okay.
Yes.
I read that as they are no longer able to be affected by that spell anymore.
No, that's a
You get
different
broken,
separate thing.
you can still rebuff.
Okay.
Elemental weapon, very good spell because you still get the free attack.
Yes, it is.
Exactly. Prince Damon hasn't fought against an elemental weapon spellcaster before, so
He's learning the hard way.
he's making an elementary mistake here.
The Gawain Silex special is
We're
fun.
actually going to flex the hybridization here, the flavor, if you will. We're going to recast elemental weapon. And we are going to now change our element to fire as my shields drop their jagged edges and light ablaze, leaking small flecks of embers and magma. And attack.
Oh! The
We
flame,
miss.
yet not entirely familiar to you, means that you miss. Prince Damon is going to quickly slash at you with the Midnight Edge, attempting to open useful wounds in you.
Catch.
And miss twice again.
And then I'll miss my counter.
Excellent. Okay. It's your
We're
turn.
too fast.
Yes, this is just like
This
Blade
was my original predicted outcome, was that it would
Just-
be like a slap fight.
rattling down on each other. Like Prince Damon is cutting in so quickly and so fast, and yet you're just like deflecting it, holding it at the last moment. There are fragments of fire and obsidian just rattling off into the ground. Silex, you're taking, I imagine, a somewhat more sedentary, stable stance as taught to you as an Earthborn Guardian, where Prince Damon is just rapidly moving around you, trying to force you into a weak position. Striking blows towards your legs, heels, feet, any open exposure. Although you note he is decidedly not targeting at your head.
A courtesy that I respect, and obviously I'm returning. Not aiming
After
for his
all.
head with this attack.
He doesn't want to accidentally decapitate you. The fire, sorry,
Same.
the fire's not from the elemental weapon spell. It's just the air combusting from the sheer speed. Nice, nice. Okay. Prince Damon seems to have a plan. Although he occasionally opens himself up for attack, he continues his rapid assault of the blade. He seems to have locked into a specific strategy and goal,
Mhm.
and is going to attempt to try and get hits on you regardless. And miss twice, opening himself up to 2 counters. What is this bullshit?
I catch the first one, and the impact from the first one sets him off balance, so I miss the second.
Once again, he carves at you, still like trying to deploy whatever this strategy is. He hits once. Instead of dealing damage, you have a weird, uncomfortable sense as strange shadows fill the arena and claw at you. Some strange, discomforting, disquieting memories, just edges of violence surrounding Prince Damon. Nightmare steals away 20 of your MP instead of dealing damage.
I attack. And what I'm gonna do here, because I know he's hurting, I'm going to intentionally miss this one. He's been slowing
Okay.
down a little bit. He's a little beat up, and I don't want to win this. So I intentionally pull my swing above him, giving him a wide opening to strike, giving him like a clean view of the underarm and giving him an opportunity here.
So the moment you offer an opportunity, you can see like just this brief downcast look in his face. The speeds at which you're moving, he himself slows down after this dodge. Like there's a deliberate slowness to it. And you can catch just between you. Prince Damon nods at you. And then you can see him change his stance to, he pulls back, changes his stance to a dual-handed style. And on his action, he's just going to bodily charge into you in a way that if, like based on his thus far combat style, is clearly not, it clearly requires you to take the hit if this is ever going to work. Do you choose to take that hit?
I choose to take the hit.
Okay. He basically shoulder checks you forwards, essentially trying to bowl you onto the ground. And the moment you hit the ground, he holds the sword point at your throat.
I look up at him and I allow the shields to turn to dust on the floor. Say, I yield.
Big sigh of relief from Gawain up in the gallery.
You can
First
see
time I
that
breathed
there
in
is
minutes. I'm like,
blood weeping through parts of Prince Damon's uniform. He is panting and out of breath, and he nods. Flink. As
Yes.
everyone's energy is focused on this event, Prince Damon is going in for this charge. You see a quick hand movement from Marek the speaker.
Can I identify what he's doing?
Not fast enough to stop him. A thin needle is thrown from where he is towards Prince Damon.
Well, I'm going to throw myself on Marek. Probably too late, but I'm doing it regardless. It's going to
Excellent.
be
Okay.
wonderful.
So, as Prince Damon
Wait,
clashes forwards
pause.
into Silent, what?
damn it. I was gonna ask if he could use crossfire, lol.
Can I?
Do you want to despoil all the cool drama that's going to happen? Like that's up to you. If you think you were combat ready and had a kunai ready to throw at the exact moment that was happening.
No, I'm not. I was ready for some sneaking action and not him
Okay.
assassinating the prince. So I think my instinct would be to try to throw myself on him to change the trajectory, even though it's probably too late.
Excellent. Okay, so as Prince Damon goes in for this shoulder charge, strikes Silex. The crowd focused in on this situation. Flink bodily smashes into Marek the speaker. Peleus, this is happening just behind you. Lady Seraphine and Peleus quickly turn to see what's happening in this scuffle. Silex, you make your surrender. The master of ceremony announces Prince Damon as the winner of the duel. And as this happens, Prince Damon shifts his footing slightly, looking confused, dizzy, and then collapses onto Silex. Marek the speaker will immediately in this fight with Flink start grappling Flink and then say, I've got him!
I'm going to use my Fabula point
Okay.
to partially summon Keiko, so I'm going to wow everybody with a giant killer whale
Okay.
and openly state, as I try and grab hold of Marek, this is the man! I see him! I see the fiend! And I'm going to throw him. I'm going to attempt to throw him into the middle of the thing. He is a bit bigger than me.
Okay, so Kaiko is summoned to essentially get everyone's attention, and now it is a three-way grapple between Marek, Flink, and Peleus. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I'm going to use my social sort of status immediately to take Flink's side, because I know that Flink is not going to do whatever just happened. I'm not really sure what just happened, but I know it's not Flink. This Marek guy clearly must be responsible, since he just pointed at Flink.
Okay, so the situation we're in. Peleus, Marek the speaker, Flink are fighting each other. Prince Damon has fallen unconscious on top of Silex. Silex, you're on the ground. You technically have lost the duel, Silex.
Yep. But I'm fine.
You're fine. And Prince Damon
with him
is
on top of
you.
me, do I see, like, I'm looking for a cause of extra harm that I clearly did not inflict? I did not knock this man unconscious.
There is nothing immediate and obvious. The
All right.
medical people who are always on stand for this are almost immediately on top of Silex and Prince Damon, pulling Prince Damon away. There is a sudden, alertness amongst the guards here that are normally just entirely ceremonial because stuff like this doesn't happen. And so you now have people with armor and weapons walking around the place trying to work out what's going on. You have a pile and scuffle happening with Peleus and Marek. You have something happening with Prince Damon. And everyone's very confused. A large contingent of the crowd are starting to try and find out where they should go and if they're under attack. The guards here are yelling at people instructions to stay where they are. And all in all, it is absolute chaos. And also, there is a giant spirit whale in the room, which has a number of guards pointing blades at them.
Before we get really thrown down, I'm gonna hand this elixir to Silex. Because I'm standing over here. I was in my guy's corner, so I came down and I'm like,
I asked you, what happened? Did you see anything?
nope, but Flink was on it. Whatever it is, Flink's on it.
I'm going to take center stage as I attempt to drag Marek and state that this man has performed a great evil here and was witnessed by many.
As you attempt to do so, you are actually like handedly removed from Marek by the guards here as they try and work out what the hell is going on. Because as far as they're concerned, all three of you had a fight and Prince Damon passed out. All three of you are responsible right now, especially since you just summoned a giant attack whale.
All right.
So essentially, they move in with these guys have rifles because apparently that's how Telguard operates. We are going to add some
Telguard is
Telguard
America?
soldiers.
Well, that sounds
Yes.
right. I feel like Telguard is big rifles.
There are now a number of Telguard soldiers around the place. Peleus, one of them is pointing a rifle at you. Another one is going to be pointing a rifle at Kaiko. And broadly, they're both there's some more pointing rifles at Flink and Marek here, telling them yelling at Flink to get off that man, telling Peleus to unhand that man.
Oh, Flink is going to get off that man and it's going to start. Calm down, calm down. I don't know what's going on. My shoelaces came off. I just stumbled into this man. My shoelaces are actually off, just if you're wondering.
As you start making those declarations, you're going to notice that a lot of the nobility around you are going to start asking, like the little murmur of, isn't he part of that contingent? Wasn't he supposed to be over there? Why is he over here? Why did he jump that man in the middle of the fight?
He works for me. He stopped this man from performing an assassination on the prince. I hereby say that this attendant here attempted to assassinate the prince, and that I, as a loyal follower of the prince, have detained him.
The Telguard soldier next to you be like, oh, mate, I think you're the one being detained right now.
I'm just going to whisper to that soldier, detain this guy. You can detain everybody, can't you, simultaneously? You're an army
As you're
person.
having this argument, Marek is going to say, so you're saying this man works for you? The man who tried to assassinate the prince worked for you? There's the murmur around here says, they have been seen together. Wasn't that Lady Lunette's man? Wasn't he working for Lady Lunette? Why is such a rough and ready person here?
I'll say, how dare you, Steve, imply that I, Peleus, and everybody here knows me, that I, Peleus, have the corrupted fortitude to assassinate my favorite cousin.
There is just an absolute like cacophony of people just at this point shouting like wild accusations at each other as other people try and filter out. The soldiers are very upset about this situation. Prince Damon has been taken away. Silex, you are essentially just held in place with a lot more confusion than anything else. Peleus, you are told, since you're the one that summoned it, to get rid of that spirit because that's an incredibly violent weapon you're holding here. Kaiko is meandering around in the space above you.
I will, as soon as you detain the assassin.
There is a look around amongst the Telguard soldiers as Peleus, Marek, and Flink are all arrested.
Oh, thank God.
And I will release Kaiko because Marek is arrested.
Okay.
I just look at Gawain as the three of you are escorted from the room. What on earth just happened?
I'm pretty sure Merrick tried to kill the prince and pin it on you. Flink got involved, and now he's trying to pin it on Flink. Peleus is doing Peleus things where he runs a misinformation campaign until he figures out what he's supposed to be doing. That's plausible, right?
I know this makes perfect sense.
Okay. I mean, because like honestly, man, you saw what I saw. I was watching you. But like Flink and I talked about it. He was watching Merrick.
I didn't see what Merrick actually did, but I gathered from
You're not there.
context.
You're in jail.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, you're in jail.
I don't think SILEX and I could walk over there and ask you. That's why we were doing the whole speculative
Yeah,
thing.
All
like
right.
you have your own soldier standing by you, kind of keeping you in place, but not quite arresting you. They're not really sure what to do with you because like the prince did just pass unconscious. There has been an
Yeah.
accusation of an assassination, but like also if he died in the duel, that's not technically a crime unless you actively tried to kill him. He could have died of his injuries. They've got no more information, so they're just like,
Yeah.
they're like, I don't want to arrest you, but like if you leave, we're gonna have issues, right?
I look at him while he's attempting to do something with that gun. Is the prince okay? Do you know where they're going to take him?
He's gonna shake his head and say, you know as much as me right now. So if you could just sit tight while we work out what's happening
We
here.
get it. We get it. We just saw the same bullshit you did. Terrible ending to a great fight.
Can I, while I'm being dragged out of the scene, scream something to Gawain?
Absolutely. Though that may incriminate you more. Good luck.
That's fine. Don't forget to feed the kitty!
Wait.
No one has any idea what that means.
Is there a cat to be fed? What am I missing here?
I think he's talking about Barbara.
Is he, or is he talking about his? I don't know. What? How am I supposed to interpret that message?
I don't know. That's the best I have.
I'm really happy that also none of you know what that means.
Yeah, that's just wonderful.
He's setting up for an insanity plea. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break. We're going to be back in a few minutes, in part because I need to work out exactly where I'm going with this, as this did not go down how I was expecting it to go down. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We had a brief discussion about where we were going to go from here, and now I can hopefully work with some of the stuff and make sure I don't like burn out all of the preparation stuff I had. So, 10 to perhaps 15 minutes pass from this event. There is a tension. Peleus, Flink, and Marek have all been taken away somewhere else for right now. Gawain, SILEX, you are essentially held in the room. A number of the nobility have been escorted from the premises. One's clearly not directly involved in whatever was going on. Most of the ones on the right side of the arena have been briefly interviewed to see if they saw anything. But apparently the only immediate witnesses to this situation are Flink and Marek. Everyone only seeing whatever happened after that situation. A number of staff are milling around the place, trying to work out and make things happen. Lots of people trying to find something to do to make the situation better, but not having anything to actually do. And after a few more minutes, a member of staff will come through and declare very seriously, very sternly, after like demanding a hush from the milieu of noises being made, and declare, Prince Damon is alive.
Oh,
Yes.
thank the heavens.
We have discovered upon him an obsidian barb coated with a vile poison. Under these circumstances, it seems reasonable to arrest the dueling opponent who used dishonorable means within the duel.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Absolutely not.
As you start like trying to declare, there is a mass, like just a raucous, everyone's like making declarations of like, but clearly it was clearly this man assassinated him. It's like, what do you mean he tried to assassinate the prince? How, this is a duel. How dare he act so dishonorably? And so on and so forth, just rattling throughout the environment, drowning out as the like 7 other people start trying to argue with this gentleman. As this happens, someone takes a rifle and just fires it into the ceiling, and then there is a sudden silence amongst the area. A Telguard soldier will approach Silex and say, please, don't make this an issue.
This is not reasonable.
I mean, I look at the guy. We both know my shields were not made of obsidian. They were just rock. But if this will make this easier for all of this, sure.
It won't. No, this will not make it easier. At some point, like, this is ridiculous. You have 2 actual suspects in custody. You do not need to add more. This, you know where to find us. Like, we're not leaving town. Taking him into custody is ridiculous.
As you are making this argument, the larger areas and larger numbers of people are being like firmly ushered out of the place. The hubbub starts rising, but mostly out of people arguing with the soldiers as they get forcefully made to leave the area, leaving very few people still here that aren't like soldiers. And there's pretty much like at this point, like a 1-to-1 ratio of like armed soldiers to everyone else.
That sounds really bad for them.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay, well, I look at Gawain after he makes this defense. I'm like, oh, okay, well, we're not following the rules to the T anymore.
It was good and correct for Peleus and Flink to go. Everyone in this room watched the 2 of us not commit this crime. It would have been impossible for either of us to have done this, given where we were standing and what we were doing and what we are capable of. This is ridiculous. And to be completely honest, while we're talking about what we're capable of, I'm just going to like make some eye contact. I don't think you're really capable of holding us here. So why don't you just let us go? You know where to find us, and we'll keep being cordial with one another.
when you make that like clandestine threat, the soldiers look amongst each other with a kind of nervous energy, and you can see their like stances switch. They go from like, we're trying to control this situation, to like, my fingers resting just above the trigger.
Like, I get it. You're just doing your jobs. We're just doing our, like, we're just trying to get along with our lives. So why don't we do something that's smart for both of us?
One of them will speak to another on the periphery, and they will head out of the room. And there's just this kind of like waiting and not entirely sure what to do.
I hold out my hands to the group of guards and one to Gawain. Look, I don't want to go anywhere until I get a chance to speak with the prince, until I know he's okay. If it makes them feel better for me to just sit here in timeout and have them look at me, I'm fine with it. You need to go and tell everyone who needs to know what's happened here, bring them up to speed.
Fine.
This will be okay. If I need to get out of here, I'll get out of here.
I'm going to walk by, like, I guess the guy who seems to be in charge and be like, good luck.
Oh dear.
But also maybe I'll give him like the number of where we're docked or whatever, you
Okay.
know, like where the hammer cop is. Be like, but as a show of good faith, like,
Right.
hand that over and like just walk out and be like, what are you gonna do? Like, do you really want to start this fight?
I'm gonna go sit on whatever bench or seating arrangement is nearby to
You
like
should
the
make
doorway
the
where they took
bench
him.
just to be an asshole.
Oh, just make it out of stone.
yeah, just to be a huge
Oh yeah, sure. You know what? The floor's made of stone, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just make a little bench by like the doorway where they took the prince, and I'll just wait
Okay.
there. I'll just like fold my arms, cross a
So-
leg, and just sit on my bench.
As you wait there, you just notice like progressively more and more of these soldiers are like filtering into the room, and they're just kind of milling about you at a distance, but like that they're close enough to keep an eye on you, but far enough away that they're not quite next to you. And it's this kind of vibe of like, okay, the person we want to arrest says he's not under arrest right now, but like we also not letting him leave.
You almost
Just in
killed me. I was
case.
drinking water as you said that, and I nearly died. That was good.
With enough of them, they could probably take you. But
In
that's
theory.
a lot of people that they would need.
It's 100-man versus a gorilla. Like, yeah, they win, but like at what cost? Like, are you gonna be one of the first 40 guys to run at the gorilla?
Exactly. So they're in this complex position, and they've obviously called for backup from somewhere. Okay, so let us follow Gawain for a moment. What is Gawain doing?
All right. So Gawain has his two homies with him.
Your other members of staff would have been ushered out earlier in the section, though they would have just been waiting outside for you.
Got it. So I'm gonna send my pilot, whose name I forgot,
Eamon Barrett, I believe.
to go talk to Minerva's benefactor. Just explain, we're gonna need as much political clout as we can get right now, and if we're gonna bail, we need material support as well. So
Didn't
you know,
we like kind of figure that Prince Damon was her benefactor?
yes.
Okay, just making sure we're all on the same page.
I don't
Yeah.
know if it's him, but it's someone who is like aligned with him politically, if you will.
Right.
Point being, they are invested in his well-being and are the
Right.
first people to know about.
Yeah. So tell them what
This.
happened and explain like what are our needs. The most drastic of which might be like us being the getaway plan for a jailbreak. I'm hoping it doesn't come to that. Then send Silas to the ship to get it ready.
Okay.
So, he and Barbara are capable of running the ship themselves, at least in the very, very short term. And
Yes.
it lets Barbara fly the ship.
They can, if need be, launch and land, but
Yeah.
it would run them ragged if they wanted to try and fly that for like an actual journey with just the two of them.
Yeah. But I mean, go be ready.
Yes, they're preparing the ship and getting all ready and
And then
prepared for
I'm going to
launch.
go to Lady Lynette and be like, and explain the shit show.
Excellent. So you give them their instructions, and then a few minutes later, like as you're heading out, you actually have a courier or messenger run up to you and say, "Sir, Lady Lynette requests your presence. She says it's not optional."
Yeah, well, I'm on my way, and but I'm gonna need privacy for the next, for the duration. Thank you.
When you say privacy for duration, do you mean like for the journey over there, or?
Yeah.
Okay. He kind of looks at you and says, my task was to ensure you arrive. Would you have me follow a distance?
Yeah. If you want to escort me, I need like a good 30 feet, man.
He looks slightly confused, perhaps perturbed, but then says, "Very well, sir."
It's
And
an
then
intel thing. I'm not trying to escape from you.
And then he'll give you like specific directions to the abode of Lady Lynette.
How about this? Let me try again. Why don't you give me 30 feet? I'm going to sit on this bench, and when I get up, we can walk together.
Very well, sir.
All right, I'm going to sit down and read this note. That's what I'm doing now.
Okay. He will take a bench, like take somewhere to stand that the milieu of other pedestrians can involve themselves in. and maintain a distance. Clearly not quite understanding why you need this privacy, but also understanding that getting your cooperation is easier than
It doesn't
trying
matter.
to...
Why is irrelevant to
Yeah.
him?
Yeah, exactly. He just wants to do the thing that he was paid to do.
So what's it say?
Okay, so the letter, with all this going on, it's almost uninteresting. It is
Unfortunate.
simply a letter saying from Lady Seraphine, apologizing sincerely, saying that while she knew there would be some upset and discord from this, she had no idea that it would blow up into this massive issue, and that she just wanted to indulge a few last moments of freedom before having to live the life her father's laid out for her.
So there's nothing in there that's like helps me with context for what just happened.
As far as you can tell, no. But the sincerity of it suggests that if Lady Seraphine knew anything about this situation, she's either an incredibly good liar, well, I mean, or she doesn't know anything, right?
Right. I'm gonna think about it for a second and then tuck the note into like the pocket on my shield.
I would note that the letter seems very specifically unsigned, which would make sense if she was trying to make sure that it couldn't be traced back to her and cause even more issues, right?
Yeah. I'll just save it then. Give it to
Okay.
SILEX. And then I'll get up and nod at the courier guy and just start walking towards Lady Lynette's.
Excellent.
Sorry, I had to read something and then think about it and really didn't need anyone else to be involved in that. So thanks for giving me.
He will nod.
Minutes.
He will nod, and otherwise, he seems a bit put off by the fact that you were so firm about needing to read this, but otherwise is merely just trying to get you towards your destination. You arrive rapidly at Lady Lynette's abode and are quickly escorted to Lady Lynette herself. As in, you walk through the door, a servant is by the door immediately waiting for you and says, "Gawain, this way," and brings you before Lady Lynette. As you walk into the room, Lady Lynette turns to face you, looks seriously at you, and then says, "Explain."
Ooh, okay, so the first thing before I get started here, lots of conjecture. So if I'm wrong, it's because I'm drawing the most logical conclusions or the simplest ones, not because I'm lying to you.
I see we're not off to the greatest start then.
Unfortunate. Yeah, you feel the same way. Sorry, my lady. So things were going well, actually. Before the duel, we noticed the presence, we being Flink and I, of this man robed in white and wearing a metal mask. Are you familiar with him? He was the chaperone for Lady Seraphine.
I'm not personally familiar, but that does sound like it could be one of his staff. I shall have inquiries made.
So this guy set off the bad vibes for both myself and Flink. So as the fight reached its height, Flink went to go watch him. I was up from getting the better vantage point at the actual fight itself. So unfortunately, or fortunately, yet to see, I was not near the actual disturbance. The duel went well in that both combatants showed that they were incredibly competent, and then SILEX did afford the prince an opportunity to knock him down and end the duel grace. However, right as the duel ended and he was declared the winner, there was a scuffle between Flink and the servant I mentioned before. Then we discovered that the prince had been poisoned. The logical conclusion from where I was standing is that one of the two members of the scuffle attempted to kill the prince and the other attempted to stop him. Obviously, I believe, Flink didn't do it, which leads me to another a pretty damning accusation, but the conclusion that that man did attempt to assassinate the prince. I hear the prince is alive. I don't know if that's true or not. They're trying to pin it on Silex, which is bullshit because it was a poisoned obsidian barb, which is nothing that Silex uses as a weapon or could have done in a sneaky fashion during the duel when all eyes were on him. But he's foreign, so scapegoat, I guess. Anyway, sorry, I'm editorializing. Then Peleus did the thing where actually I think it was pretty smart of him, inserted himself into the scuffle and began sort of mucking everything up in true Peleus fashion. And that's why Peleus was also arrested and treated as if they were also a suspect. I think I've accurately summarized what happened. But if you have questions, I'm happy to answer them with more detail, or I don't know.
She's going to like stare at you, look down, breathe, and then go, that child is going to be the death of me.
Actually, though, I think Peleus was right this time. It was smart. And it, like from a leader standpoint, I actually am kind of proud of him.
I'm certain you are. But from my perspective, my son has essentially declared himself to align with someone who seems by all external viewpoints to be participant in the attempted assassination of a prince, possibly actual assassination, as there is not a small chance that the prince is in fact actually dead, and they are simply declaring it to reduce panic and ease cooperation at this point in time, versus someone that I could in fact, with all due respect, discarded or disposed of if I needed to protect my family.
Yeah, I get that.
And I understand that from your perspective, that person is a friend.
I get that. I truly get that. It was probably stupid of him to assert himself in the way he did. Probably could have used his political savvy later, or political clout later, to better effect.
Certainly.
Totally
But
agree.
yet, we are embroiled in a scandal and a plot regarding the assassination of a prince. To wit, a number of the people involved in that scandal are under my direct employ in at least some regard.
Yeah, it feels like we got Uno reversed, which isn't a reference that would make sense here. But yeah, it feels like they really switched it up on us.
I understand from the information I've received that SILEX has, as of yet, not technically been arrested, although my son, Merrick, and Flink have been arrested.
That sounds accurate. To be fair, your son is being, or not, Silex is being detained at the site of the duel. He's demanding to see the prince, and they'd have to bring in a lot of soldiers to make him move. So I think right now they're kind of just happy that he's not fighting them.
I have no doubt that they're bringing in more serious forces to contest with him, and they still plan to make that arrest. Please return immediately, bring my lawyer. They will make as best the arrangements they can for your friend, the specifics of which I cannot guarantee. Given the context, he will almost certainly be arrested, but perhaps we could ensure that his release is to a secondary party and not into prison, where they would put him at the mercies of interrogators.
I don't know how we're going to protect Flink. I'll be honest. At this point, it's up to Flink to protect Flink. But we have 1,000,001 witnesses watching, all the eyeballs were on Silex. I think this is ridiculous.
I agree. However, it's not what you can prove. It's who you can prove it to.
Okay. One more ridiculous question. Is there anything like an embassy? Does Silex have any rights as a foreign citizen? With regards to them not wanting to piss off Kumu Hanua?
Only if Kumu Honu was willing to go to war with Telgard.
Like, can we play that card?
It would be challenging. Quite frankly, I do not think Telgard respects the political will and power of Kumu Honua. Regardless of what I hope and what I hope
Sure.
to be
I
good
get it.
amicable relationships, I believe that any attempt to enforce political willpower in that regard will simply be rejected as bowing to the wills of foreign barbarians.
Got it.
You can see the tone of look of disgust on her face as it
Yeah,
happens.
she's talking about what will happen. She's not expressing her own opinion. I respect it. There's always, like, from my perspective, the really reckless option.
She smiles and says, "And I won't be the one to discuss that with you."
Well, let me just say,
As you try and talk, she's just gonna raise her hand to silence you, and then be like, "Please attend upon your friend with my legal agency, and we will attempt to secure the best situation we can. I must send some letters and communicate with some staff to ensure things happen expeditiously." And we'll make a gesture at the door. You can tell that this is a much more instructive,
yeah,
you need to leave and do your job now.
I'm going to bow and thank her. Good luck with Peleus, milady, as you bid. Fucking leave.
As you say good luck with Peleus, you can just see the forehead rub of oh my god, what the hell?
I'm doing my best here, okay?
No, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm sure you can tell. Lady Lunette is not hostile to you, but the situation that is
the
currently...
situation is balls. Yeah, I get it. Like, it's cool. I like it when women in power are cart with me.
Okay, so we are going to arrive at a prison cell that Peleus and Flink have been placed in. You are unceremoniously put in a cell. It is, to be clear, because we've seen this map before, this is not the same place as was before. It seems to be of a generally nicer quality Flink than the previous location you've seen, but is definitely a secure place to put you in the meantime. You know that Marek was been placed a few cells nearby.
I don't like that. I don't like the Merrick's not in their sight line.
You could probably overhear if they were talking to someone. Flink, Peleus, you have the opportunity to have a conversation amongst yourselves and work out what the hell you plan to do.
Hey, Elias,
Yeah.
you're noble, right?
Yeah.
So where are the cushions, blankets?
I've never been in this place before.
We clearly made a mistake.
Frankly, I didn't even know it existed.
Prison.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe this is a big day for you then.
I mean, I knew that there were places that they put people, but I didn't think it was like this.
Yeah, this is not a place where you should be supposed to be in. You should tell them that you don't belong here. That I'm the one that belongs here.
I was sort of expecting prison to be more like school.
Well, they do share some similarities.
The bars and the horrid aesthetics. Ugh. Anyway, the quicker we can kill this Marek, the better.
I don't think we should do that.
Why?
Okay, no. I do think we should do that. I don't think we are capable of doing that right now.
Understood.
I really didn't think you would, be here. I didn't plan for this. You need to get out of here and leave me behind.
Are you sure about this?
Pretty sure. I can handle myself.
I mean, I did pretty much put my honor on the line for you in front of everybody.
Yeah, I know you're trying to cover for me, but I don't know. Okay, this whole noble shenanigan stuff, I don't really understand. So I can't really tell who has the upper hand here in a political battle at the end. But I know that Lady Lynette will have quite the headache with this situation.
Well, that is true. A man tried to murder my cousin, and I want that man behind bars. And the second that I stop supporting you, they will release him.
Problem is, we don't have any evidence. The only person that could vouch for us would be the prince, but I don't know if he would do that.
I also don't know what he would do. I'm only hoping he hasn't pointed at Silex.
I can't imagine that after seeing that duel.
Well, if you've been poisoned, and you've gone through a lot, and all of your advisors are now telling you that the foreigner's been detained, you might believe whatever you were told.
That is a good point. Might need to believe in the heart of the prince.
I will. I will have to see if he's alive and he's doing well. Oh God!
You call out to the god. Nice.
God, I'm ready for you to allow me to leave now.
Yeah, let him leave. There are no questions here. This is not a place for noble.
Like as like you call out for the guard comes up, just stares at you and says, "You've been here for 45 minutes."
I feel that was a productive 45 minutes. I am not asking for you to let me roam around Telgod unescorted. Merely
Wonderful.
want to-
Then this conversation is over.
Precisely. Now you can.
And they
take
start
me
to
the
walk
prince.
away.
Hey! I'm
As you
gonna-
declare, "Hey," they turn back and say, "Yes."
You know, before I mention the fact that I can summon large beasties, which is far bigger than this prison cell,
To which no doubt you would be crushed inside the prison cell if they are larger than the prison cell. A simple function of volume.
true. But are you willing to go down with me in that way?
I'm quite confident in the structure of the prison here.
Ah, well, in that case, I'm quite confident that I won't be killed.
I have met many a madman in my time. Don't worry.
You have met many a madman. How many cousins of the prince have you met?
2, I believe. And 4 kings, an emperor, and 1 reincarnation of the creator spirit.
What?
Huh?
No, they were genuine madmen. I'm a noble.
So you say.
Lady Lynette's son.
So you say.
Look at my ears and my floofy white tail.
They are most adorable.
Does this not look like a Fenrir to you? How many Fenrirs have you seen in your life?
Ah. As of today, only 2.
2? Who was the other one?
They smile and walk away.
Hey, come back here. I'm gonna try and throw a pebble or something that I've got in my pocket at them. Get back here. Who was the other Fenrir? Come back here, you Scrooge. You feckless peon.
This could not have gone better, I
Incredible.
think.
Yeah. I think this went pretty well. We're just
You'll
about to get.
rue the day in which you spoke to me, sir.
Excellent.
Why didn't you let me out?
Yeah, I'm not sure as well. I feel like you should be let out.
I told him that I could be going out now.
What do you think happens next? Are we going to be interrogated? Killed?
I mean, hopefully we'll be interrogated. I'd hate to sit in here for a long time and pointlessly do nothing.
Oh, I have a set of cards.
Oh,
All right. So let us return to Gawain and Silex. Silex, you now have just like a kind of semicircle of soldiers around you, kind of like looking at you every now and then uncomfortably.
I ask whoever the closest is in the semicircle. So, if the prince is still alive, is he okay? Can he talk? Can I talk to him? Has he
Well-
said anything?
Sir, you're currently under suspicion of attempting to assassinate the prince. It seems
and you have half the garrison here watching me. My question remains.
It hardly seems sensible to let you go and talk to the prince under those circumstances.
Is
The
he
announcement
okay?
The announcement was made. As far as I know, that's all the information we have. Any other information is going to be in the hands of the doctors and the royal family.
All right. I sigh loudly, roll my eyes, say, okay. If he is able to communicate, please give him a message from me, his opponent, SILEX, that I am concerned for his well-being and hope that he is okay. We will need him to sort out whatever the hell happened to him after our fight. Can you do this for me?
You can see he's getting a little bit upset at the fact that you're talking to him as a simpleton, and will say, yes, I can, and I will,
Thank you.
after we've resolved your current situation.
What exactly are we resolving, sir? The fact that you have claimed you're arresting me? Is that what we're resolving?
He's going to look irritated and say, yes, exactly that situation. Gawain, you now enter into the room with a high-powered lawyer with a briefcase who walks into the room and says, we will be taking that gentleman under house arrest at a third party under the rules and jurisdiction allowed to nobility. And all the soldiers like turn to face him as if like, what the hell did he just say?
Fuck yeah. Get lawyered, bitches.
The lawyer will declare on, as a foreign national, he is granted clemency under certain acts and may be held at a third-party residence under house arrest for concerns regarding arrest. He may not be taken to prison, as he must be recognized his legal rights as it pertains to a foreign-born individual. The soldiers start, like, looking around uncomfortably. One of the more senior soldiers walks up to the lawyer and starts being like, he's accused of assassination. Like, we can't just let... It does not matter if he is accused of assassination or petty theft. The law is clear in this matter. He may be held at a third party under requirements of clemency, and we are demanding that he is held at a third party under demands of clemency to ensure that he is not mistreated by a foreign prison system. So it's not a foreign prison system, it's a Telgard prison system, because he's in It is foreign to him, you insolent fool! Well, yeah, but isn't he, like, employed by a Telgard? And it just descends into this, like, argument. And every time the guy speaks, the lawyer just announces some large, broad statement about the equivalency of foreign nationals. Occasionally someone pipes in with...
Muddy the discourse.
Yeah, just muddying the discourse continuously, trying to get this argument happening. You can see the few more senior soldiers that the lawyer is arguing with are just getting exhausted by this. And by the fact that, you know, it's been an hour and they still haven't got enough forces available to make sure that they can deal with this problem. Because presumably all of those forces are surrounding, like, the royal family. There has just been an assassination attempt, right?
It'd be so easy, guys. It would be so easy to just move on right now, wouldn't it?
After, like, half an hour of this constant, like, lawyer bickering, which is, quite frankly, exhausting. Gawain, you probably don't fully understand how this gentleman has enough stamina to apparently just keep inventing legal defenses for every accusation these soldiers make.
Whatever Lady Lynette pays this guy, he's worth it.
What essentially happens is, like, a senior soldier comes in, they have an argument, get shot down on all these defenses, and then they go up the chain and bring in a more senior soldier, repeat, like, 5 stages through 5 different soldiers with, like, several different sets of argumentation. SILEX has to just stand here listening to this as these soldiers get more and more exhausted, dealing with this lawyer just constantly arguing. But they're also set in a position where they can't really use force, because if they use force against the lawyer, then they have to use force against SILEX.
As the conversation seems to be winding down, I go ahead and stand up from my bench. I let it dissolve, crumble, and back into the floor where it belongs, and walk up to him.
Nice. The soldiers seem too exhausted mentally to like really do anything about this. Though you do see the like as you stand up, there is that slight tightening of like, is he about to attack? Eventually, after all these arguments, someone senior enough to actually make a decision is called up. After negotiating with the lawyer, says that SILEX can be released into house arrest under the condition that there are Telguard soldier guards placed outside the location of house arrest. Soldiers are immediately instructed to flank SILEX on their journey to a third-party address, which is not Lady Lunette's address, but is one of the families associated with Lady Lunette, as hosting SILEX at Lady Lunette's address when she is potentially mired as one of the potential assassins is something the soldiers do not find acceptable. However, SILEX, you are eventually, after way too much time, released to the home of some ally of Lady Lunette.
Well, that could have been worse. Could have been better, but thank you so much for your, I'm assuming the lawyer has accompanied us through this process. Thank you so much for your help.
The lawyer will nod to you and then say, I just have some final things to resolve with these gentlemen. If you go on ahead. And immediately starts arguing with them once again.
What a trooper.
I'll give him a mana potion too. I assume that's the spell Summa casts all the time that he's using over there.
Yeah, exactly. He is condemning the hell out of them.
Yeah, he's just condemning them.
Okay, so you as a collective unit, so Gawain, SILEX, and a number of Telguard soldiers are escorted to a third-party location. It is one of the houses in the Noble District, not too far from Lady Lunette's abode. It is of a nice quality, but you are greeted somewhat coldly there. You're not greeted with like a warm welcome. It does seem that you being hosted here is an imposition, not a welcome alliance, perhaps.
So the soldiers that accompany us, are they like all outside at like the front door, like doing rounds around, or are there like guards in the room with me?
It seems that there is one posted outside the room that you reside in, and others seem to be discreetly placed outside the building.
If we're going to be on the scene for a period of time, I will attempt to engage in conversation with the guard periodically, just small talk, just about things, get his name.
He will politely say, with perhaps a slight amount of fear in his tone, that he's been instructed clearly to not converse with the prisoner.
Okay.
He doesn't seem like rude, particularly. Yeah. It's just like
he's just following orders. Yeah. I'm gonna call you Larry. Good on you following orders, Larry.
Nice. Okay, you have a Larry. Okay, so time passes. At least a day or two, while a whole bunch of legal machinations are working in the background. During this time, the scene changes somewhat. The camera pans away from Gawain talking with a lawyer, trying to interact with the general activities of the day. And we instead find ourselves...
Oh no!
Oh no.
This is not what I wanted to see at all!
And as we move into the scene, there are Telguard soldiers on the deck of an airship. Occasional crack shots ring out at another vessel in the distance. Minerva Tass will say to Lieutenant Masters, Lieutenant Masters, please explain why that ship is still able to fire upon us. It's launched 4 volleys thus far. Lieutenant Master will say, Tess, I am unsure. Perhaps it's some kind of new power source. Maybe they are running in some kind of... And it's cut out by the crack pop noise of more rounds engaging onto the vessel. As the ship is bombarded once again, fire and impact striking the vessel over and over.
I am emotionally unwell.
Yeah.
SILEX, the communication sphere, lights up, indicating that Minerva Tass has run into complications and needs help and support.
I'm just like laying on my back on like a bench, just staring at the ceiling, waiting for things to happen. And the glint catches my eye. And I go, Larry, we have an emergency. Larry, Minerva needs help.
Okay, so
I run to the door. This is horribly timed, but if I'm not allowed to leave, you need to go get... Yes, my boy.
what's happening?
You need to get a message to... I don't know if we've like named whatever the company is that Minerva's been working with us through, but you need to get word to these people. Minerva Tass is in incredible danger now. Action needs to be taken now, or like this is life and death.
Who's Minerva Tass?
Larry. I put my head in my hands. I rub my temples. A high-ranking noblewoman archmage. I assumed that she commanded some respect among the Telgard military. No? Okay, well, please just send word.
Do you wish me to inform Gawain?
Yes, please. As soon as possible.
I could send a courier.
Yes, please do that.
He will shut the door on your thing, and you hear him yelling out for one of the other soldiers here. A stamping of feet, some communication. Gawain, after some time after this, you get a missive saying whatever SILEX instructed it to say.
Damn. I'm kind of in a bind here. I need to wait for things to play out here. But action needs to be taken now.
So, while Gawain's getting that message, we will go to... I have so many pages open.
We've made this very hard on him.
Yeah.
Who will return and say, "It seems you were telling the truth about being nobility."
I notice you have an accent now.
He had an accent before, I was just bad at it.
All right. I just assumed that he was being deliberately posher because he realized that I was nobility.
No, I'm just bad at accents. Thanks for embarrassing me.
Apologies.
Wow, Summer. Wow.
Yeah, I
That was
know,
really
I'm awful.
ableist of you.
No, thanks.
Yeah.
No, I'm really glad that you just destroying a GM's ego the moment they turn up, and the first thing you do is like, I notice you sound different. Interesting that, huh?
It just reminded me of my mother whenever we'd have guests and she would put on her posh accent.
Look, I try. I'm very terrible at holding an accent. It's just going to be what it is. Anyway, the guard turns up and says, "It seems you weren't lying about being nobility."
I wasn't lying, thank you. Were you lying about having seen another Fenrir?
I do not lie.
All right, where was this other Fenrir?
He's lying. He will look at you and say, "At the time, in prison."
Dude look a lot like me, and was this many years ago?
He'll nod to both.
Yeah, I think that might have been my dad.
I see that going to prison runs in the family.
I wanted to say that.
Y'all ever
Hey!
wonder how a guy like Peleus bagged a lady like Lynette.
I mean, he wagged his tail, and the rest is history.
I imagine she was significantly younger and more naive, and my father was less.
Socially inept.
Yeah.
Anyway, the prison warden says to you, "It seems that you are permitted to be held under house arrest, as they've decided it's unlikely you were a direct perpetrator."
Whose house?
He will shrug his shoulders and say, "Not information I am privy to just yet."
Okay. Well, can you do me the largest of favors? 2 things, actually. First thing, should you ever see another Fenrir, can you please inform my mother, Lady Lynette? Make sure that this is written to me. Kind of want to know about other members of my own species, you know. And secondly, may you take that large pipe and shove it up your rear end after I've gone.
You'll see him look down and then look slightly further down and then say, "While I appreciate the compliment, I do not think I could contort such."
Well, practice
Someone's
makes...
playing ball with Peleus. This is amazing. Took it in stride.
Touche, good fellow. Now let me out. Been in here 2 days already.
Yes, so you are in fact released to house arrest, presumably via the constant administrations of Lady Lynette's lawyer just arguing them down. Flink,
Yeah.
however, is not released to house arrest.
All right. Stay strong. Or escape. You know, one of the two.
Escape? I don't know what you mean.
course you
Like,
don't.
the prison guard will say, "I would recommend against escape, personally."
Well, you would recommend against many things, but as we've both discovered, you're more than capable of taking at least part of that rifle. So, maybe your recommendation shouldn't be accepted.
Ah, so it is that what you meant earlier.
Yes. What did you think I was talking about?
They will just smile, like this big, greedy smile. You will walk out, and as you walk out, you walk past a cell holding...
Wait a minute. That dude. It's the help. Fucking... I did not swear. Do not accuse me of swearing. Merrick?
What do you want?
I want you to die for attempting to kill my cousin.
I didn't. What are you talking about?
Well, listen.
As you try and have this conversation, the warden will take you firmly by the shoulder and say, "Come now."
Can I condemn him?
Merrick, the speaker, you can try. You'll be dragged away by the prison guard as you do so, but you're welcome to attempt to do so.
Condemn. Condemn.
All right, roll it. Roll it. I have a static number in mind.
This has to work. It has to.
14. In a litany of horrifying words, you reduce this person to a kneeling, crying babe.
Yes.
But nobody gets any Fabula points.
Oh? Oh.
Ah.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
That's not Merrick.
The warden drags you away.
Wait a minute. Warden. What? I forgot what your name was. I'm going to
They
call
haven't
you...
been given a name yet. They're just the warden.
All right. Sonic. Jasper. Neil. You look like a Neil.
At this point, the warden, like, as you try and like just randomly assort names, will literally just grab you by the arms and just manhandle you out of the place, ignoring anything you have to say.
You're lucky I'm physically weak.
Incredible.
That is not Merrick.
Excellent. Flink, you're left alone in your cell.
I'm hoping that Flink could have heard me shout that down the halls.
Quite possibly.
Ah.
Like, assuming they're not deaf.
I'm going to lower my mask so that I can smell better. And I'm particularly trying to concentrate on the smell of cat mint. Is it in the air? It would be in the air, just to clarify, if Merrick was present.
It is present in the air. I'm assuming you used catmint as a scent to mark that specific person.
Exactly.
Excellent. So,
Mm,
the scent
mm.
of catmint is here. However, Peleus clearly believes that that was not Merrick.
This leaves but one option.
This leaves but one option, but I don't know what the option is.
Okay, but there's two options because Peleus could just be wrong.
True.
Peleus, come on, wrong?
You're right.
Peleus has
Peleus has
never been wrong before.
never been wrong, never made a poor decision in their life. You're right. You're right. You 100% trust Peleus.
Yeah, I don't know what this means. Kind of tracking doesn't apply here, I guess. Oh, no, actually, it might. He might have been here, but left already.
So, based on your you're very competent as a ninja, right? So you're essentially getting this without having to make a dice roll. There are things you're certain of. Based on the rate of decay, the rate of change, and so on, the person a few cells down is definitely the same physical person that you put catmint on when you ambushed him.
Yeah, there are still a couple of options, but at least it's the same body, I guess. That doesn't necessarily help us, but hey, it makes this just more strange.
Exactly.
Well, I'm not going to try to get out of the cell.
You're not going to try and get out of the cell?
No, I think I'm going to wait. They're going to interrogate me eventually, right?
Presumably that's the plan.
Then I probably have time.
I'm being so suspicious as a GM right now. It's
Please
fantastic.
move fast.
Talking to
I mean,
Flink.
Is there a reason to?
run. Yeah, bro. My girlfriend is trying to die out there.
I don't know that.
Yeah, he doesn't know that.
The problem,
Okay,
there's
so
no pressure for me.
The worst.
Peleus, SILEX, Gawain, you are able to reconvene at some noble's house. This isn't Lady Lynette's house. We're just using the same background.
Okay, guys, so I saw Merrick, but I don't think it was Merrick. You see, under the pressure of my fortitude of words, he crumbled. But I seem to recall the Merrick that we met inside the auditorium as being somebody that was rather hardy to words.
Are you suggesting he wasn't himself?
I'm suggesting that the Merrick that's in prison is not the Merrick that I tried to assassinate the prince. I mean, he wears a mask. I can't tell what he looks like or what he would look like, but he seemed a little bit too much of a...
Presumably, unless there was like unrestricted magic teleportation going on, they dragged the same guy out of there. If he's acting differently, could he have been possessed?
I mean, I didn't...
Why do we think he's acting differently? I guess I'm not understanding why this conclusion has been drawn.
Well, I did have a minor conversation with him before. And yes, he has been in prison for a couple of days, but we weren't keeping an eye on him while he were in prison. For all I know, he might just be wearing the clothes of the Marek guy.
So, I have a more pressing thing. The Minerva TAS alarm rock, it went off.
What's going off with a Mervitas?
We
I
don't
hold
know.
out my
Emergency.
wrist and I show her the bracelet that I'm wearing. I gave a matching one to her when we last saw her, and this stone will only light up if it is imbibed by the wearer. And I told her to only do that if it was an emergency. And
Okay, so
we
need
probably
to,
don't have a lot of time.
we need to get to Minerva Task now. Is any of us actually free to roam around because I'm under house arrest here?
It's me. So I guess what we're gonna have to do is like,
We could break Flink out. There's no point in being in prison.
yep,
Excuse what?
There's Larry outside the door, the Telguard
All right.
soldier.
Whoever that man is, can somebody tell him not to be a part of our conversation right now? We're having secret conversations.
no,
That's not
shut
how
up,
this
Pelias.
works.
That's not how this works. You're under arrest now.
It's literally his
Just
job
because you're in
to
a
spy
fancy
on
house
you.
doesn't mean you're not under arrest.
Oh, gosh. I literally just had this with prison. You wouldn't believe this.
Yeah,
But
you're
when I
still
asked-
under arrest, Pelias.
I'm under house arrest. But
Yeah.
when I was in the prison, they wouldn't let me go when I asked.
That's how prison works.
Why?
To
Okay. So
Well,
anyway,
not important right now. We can have this conversation later.
I'm gonna go back to the Hammer Cop. Maybe I'll see you guys
Could you
later.
maybe get some sort of message to Flink so
Soon.
that he can escape?
I just kind of let Flink do whatever Flink's gonna do, to be honest.
Uh,
My job isn't to worry about Flink. My job is to worry about you. And to be honest, Flink's fine. Flink's just, Flink's a literal cat, man. 9 lives.
all right. Well, we could just write a note and then all go to you with you to the Hammer Cop and leave.
No, you
But
can't.
I'm
come
worried
with me
about
to
what would
Hammer
happen to
Cop
Flink.
because you're under house arrest, Pelias.
Come on, who's gonna actually stop me?
A guy at the
Let
door with a
Larry-
gun.
Larry! So Larry.
Larry,
Now-
who's been listening in on this as you keep repeatedly talk about breaking out Flink.
All right. Now, Larry, here's the skinny. Here's the tea. The three of us and a friend have collectively taken on gods.
All right, so Pelias is done talking. Larry, Pelias is an idiot. You know that. I know that. Everyone here knows that. Reputation precedes him. Doesn't know when to shut up, etc.
I'm just
Pelias
saying.
is
I
gonna
killed
sit
gods,
here.
you know.
So, okay, the guarantee here that Pelias is going to behave himself is that Silex is here. So, good luck with that, and I'm going to walk out.
Oh, don't worry, Larry. I'll help. He's not going anywhere.
Well, not if you say I'm not going anywhere. We've established this. But if you say that we are going somewhere,
We
Silex,
are staying in this room until Larry says we can leave. That is how this works. We're going to play cards and read books.
all you have to do is tell Larry to say we can leave.
No, that's not how
Why?
this works.
But it is.
You know what? Actually, this is the best time to have this conversation. Good luck, Gawain. Have a
Bye.
productive time. I'm going to teach Pelias about the criminal justice system.
Okay, so
Good luck to you
Silex and
too.
Pelias have a discussion about the criminal justice system. Occasionally, Larry has to pipe in with like correcting for local laws, but he does it in a very like he's standing by the door pretending not to say anything, and then he just kind of leans in and be like, "Actually, in Telguard, it's that's imprisonable." That kind of
So
thing.
Silex
right?
has managed to suck in Larry. All
Thank
right.
you,
Yeah.
Larry. And then I'm just back to just full on Pelias focus. And when you break the law, you get put in the metal box and you lose most of your rights as a person.
Get put in the bad place. The bad place.
I mean, maybe for the poor foreigners.
Pelias gets law degree stream when.
Rich nobility, it's not exactly the same standards here, let's be right.
And yet, Pelias, here we are. Clearly, the situation has surpassed your supposed immunity. Welcome
don't
to
have
life
to
as the
be.
rest of us.
Anyway, Gawain, what are you off to do?
I'm gonna go to the hammer cop and tell everyone to start spinning things up.
Oh no. Oh no. Prison break time. Great. Okay.
Ugh. So I think my plan is going to be to bail to just kind of rock up to where Peleus and Silex are and let them make a choice. Slash, basically, everyone's going to have to provide for themselves a little bit. All I can do is be the getaway driver.
Okay.
That's what I'm planning for.
Are you planning to take the airship up to the location and essentially just be like, here is the airship, get on board or not?
Yeah.
Your choice, losers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
excellent.
pretty much. Or rope down, and be
No,
like,
absolutely. I get
grab
your
onto
plan.
the ropes, losers. Like,
we're going to move over to Flink. Flink, you're in prison.
I am prison. I would really like to know what's going on outside. This is not going to go well.
The person that you've seen speaking with Peleus before, as the warden turns up, they will come in tow with an individual dressed in quite ornate, fancy armor, different to the style of the Telguard soldiery. This person seems to be a person of some status, and they will roll up and say, "Good afternoon. We are here to discuss the events of 3 days ago."
3 days? Has it been that long? God damn it. You guys take your time.
Tell me exactly what happened and why you acted the way you did.
What exactly do you mean? Acted? I explained this before. My shoelaces came off, and I stumbled into the guy in front of me. And then he accused me of assassinating the prince.
So just to be clear, your defense against this incident and the fact that you appear to be in the correct time, place, and have potential motive to assassinate the prince is that you were tying your shoelaces.
Yes.
What about the accusation from your ally suggesting that you were the one who caught the supposed assassin?
Yeah, that was just. If that guy was assassinating the prince, that was just sheer luck that I stumbled into him. And apparently, that stumble didn't even help, because the prince got poisoned anyway, right?
Yes. So please, give me a credible reason why we shouldn't have you executed.
Well, you wouldn't execute an innocent person, would you? I think at this point you still would need to prove that the prince was actually being assassinated.
We have a weapon that we know you utilize.
Oh, you found a kunai.
Throwing weapons. Amongst your inventory, we found spikes of a poisonous animal, a number of other throwing artifacts. We have multiple reports that this is your preferred weaponry. We found an obsidian barb in the prince.
An obsidian barb. Interesting. I wonder who uses obsidian.
We have information that one of your party can construct objects out of obsidian.
But only if he's really pissed off. And they don't last if he's no longer pissed off. I would suggest not piss him off, you know? You know who also has a weapon out of obsidian? The prince. Curious, right?
Are you suggesting that the prince poisoned himself to frame
I am
you?
suggesting that there are more people here that have access to obsidian weapons.
Why were you standing on the other side of the arena?
Did you see the fight? Were you present?
I was not.
That's a shame. It was a really good fight. You should have seen how they
Why were
traded
you
blows.
standing on the other side of the arena?
Well, I wanted to see how it looks from the other side. I got so into the fight that I was just roaming around trying to find the best angle to see how my friend Silex was dodging his attacks and defending. From
How
the
did you
side,
cross
I
the
was
divide without being noticed?
that's not my fault. that I wasn't noticed. I don't know what you mean. I think everybody was just busy watching the
there was a
spectacular
clear
fight.
divide with spaces between the two to announce each person's alignment to the winner of the fight. As you crossed that divide without being detected, despite crossing open floor, where anyone upon the opposing side could have easily seen past the fight and seen you making that cross, and yet there are no witnesses. So why did you cross the room?
Honestly, I'm not a noble. I actually didn't know that there was a thing like you need to stay on that side if you're supporting that guy. I actually had no of course I'm supporting my friend there, but it wasn't like don't like. It's not like I don't like the prince. For me, it was not about which side I was ending up. I just enjoyed the show.
I see. So you intend to continue to feign ignorance.
Nah, I think I told you my side of the story. If you don't think this is the truth, that's your problem.
I don't know who you're protecting, but I am going to find out. And when I do, things will not end well for them.
Yeah, I don't know who you're talking about as well.
They will turn away and head off. The prison warden here will give you a kind of almost playful smile and shrug as they head off. In a kind of like, oh my god, that guy's a hard ass kind of way. Not much happens for the next few hours until SILEX, Peleus, and actually Flink, you would hear this as you are sitting in this room waiting. SILEX, Peleus, you hear and to some extent feel the sound and pressure of an airship. It's unusual enough to be noticed on account of the general lack of airships traveling over this area. Flink, even you down in goodness knows wherever you are, hear this as well. And Flink, you'd actually recognize it. You'd recognize it specifically as the Hammercop. You know that intuitively.
That's my ship. That's my girl.
Flying into the city, no less. SILEX and Peleus, you're playing cards by the window.
I said, that's your cue, everybody.
Yeah.
We could have done this already. We're leaving. Well, I'm leaving. If you want to stay here, being under arrest.
I look at the guards outside, and I look down at my wrist at the still glowing stone. Damn it! All right,
Shall we write him a note?
I get up. I open the doors. I look at Larry. Please tell Prince Damon that we are leaving to help Minerva Tass.
Yeah.
Larry's gonna peer their head in the door and be like, "What do you mean leaving?" At which point the glass in the window crashes in as two heavy set bolts for the winch system from the Hammercop, the deployment system, crashes in through the window. Larry jumps back in shock as the glass shuns through this window, and I assume SILEX, Peleus, you mount and depart.
We'll see you. We'll be back, Larry.
Yeah.
And I take a rope.
I'm just going to say, that was completely unnecessary. We could have walked out the front door.
Wait, so Peleus just refuses the dramatic thing and just leaves via the front door? Where there are guards with guns?
Do the dramatic thing. Do the dramatic
I
thing.
am leaving. I am leaving.
I do not allow
Hold on,
Peleus
hold
to
on.
walk past me. I am taking Peleus with me if it has to happen that way.
Wonderful.
I'm leaving with Gawain.
No, I'm not actually there.
Oh, right. Sorry, I thought you were actually
Gawain's on-
there.
No.
Gawain's on the ship.
All right, in that case,
my model is there for viewing purposes.
in that
Yeah.
case, I am going to the ship via the ropey method, but I am also going to be annoyed at the fact that we broke a window because we could have left earlier by
Offer to pay
walking.
for the window on your way out.
All right, Larry, payment window.
As you are roping up, shots ring out from the ground ineffectually at you.
Thank you, Larry. We know that you are very, very skillfully missing us.
I'm gonna shout out of the airship, be like, I'll bring them back.
Yeah.
I already told him we'd be back. We're like extra covering our bases here.
Yeah.
We're really sorry about this.
We left a note.
God damn it. Flink, on hearing the hammer cop, do you disappear from the scene that you were in?
Yeah, I'm going to start my escape.
Excellent. So Flink mysteriously disappears. And I think that's a great place to end session. I don't think you guys really spent Fabula points apart from the one, but I'm inclined to give you...
We spent 2.
I mean, I'm inclined to give you 7 XP total anyway, because that was just roleplay heavy, and I think you guys had a good time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes,
I
indeed.
did have a good time. I hope you did too.
I hope you enjoyed all the drama. I wasn't expecting it to play out exactly as it did, but it did anyway, and that's kind of fun.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah. It was very fun.
It's so good to be back.
I am 100% running on fumes right now. So, everyone, I love you. Bye-bye. Have a wonderful day with the Caps.
Bye.
Yes.
Peace.